I remember the moment Callie said it. I need space. Don't contact me for a while. I paused. Took a breath. Said, okay. And I meant it. I didn't text. Didn't call. I gave her what she asked for. But not even 3 days later, I saw the pictures. There she was. Hair sun-kissed, drink in hand, laughing like the world had never touched her. And next to her? Remy. Yeah, that Remy. The ex she swore was ancient history. No warning. No goodbye. Just mojitos, bikinis, and the kind of smile she hadn't worn around me in months. And you know what I did? I didn't scream. I didn't send a single message. I just made a decision. Changed the locks. Sold the car that my name was on. So when she came back, her key didn't work. And her parking spot? It was empty. Let me ask you honestly, if you were me, would you have done the same thing? Drop a yes or no in the comments. And if you've ever had to learn the hard way who someone really is, smash that like button. Hit subscribe. This story's for you. My girlfriend said she needed space. Don't contact me for a while, she said. I didn't argue. I said okay. Stepped back. Gave her what she asked for. I really thought I was doing the right thing. But then I saw the pictures. There she was, sipping mojitos on some island, sunglasses on, sun in her hair. With her ex. Yeah. The same guy she swore was ancient history. The same guy she told me was toxic, immature, and not worth circling back to. And I didn't scream. Didn't text. Didn't even let myself feel anything right away. I just made a decision. First, I changed the locks. Then, I sold the car. The one that was in my name. So when she came home, her key didn't work. Her parking spot? It was empty. No drama. Just consequences. Be honest, if you were in my shoes, would you have done the same? Drop a yes or no in the comments. And if you've ever had to learn the hard way who someone really is, smash that like button. Subscribe. This one's for you. You know what's wild? You can live with someone, sleep next to them every night, and still have no clue what's actually going on in their head. That was me and Callie Vaughn. We'd been together almost 2 years, 1 year dating, 1 year living together. In my apartment in Midtown. Nothing glamorous, just a 2-bedroom walk-up with a cranky water heater and a stunning view of a brick wall. But still, it was ours. Callie worked in brand consulting. Marketing stuff. Always on her phone. Always juggling 5 clients at once. I used to joke that she was in a full-time relationship with her calendar. Still, things were good. Or at least, they felt good. Then it started, little things. She stopped waiting up when I worked late. Stopped asking how my day was. Started spending more time with Haley Green, her best friend in Ride or Die. Haley never liked me, I could feel it. Always had that look. You know the one. I remember this one night, about 3 weeks before it all exploded. I got home, she was already asleep. I stood there for a minute, just watching her. And I thought, when did you stop looking at me like you used to? That question haunted me more than I wanted to admit. And then came the text. Late Tuesday night. I was in the kitchen, making spaghetti. She was in the bedroom, probably just scrolling. Then my phone buzzed. It was from her. Zeke, things feel complicated. I need space to think. Don't contact me for a while. I'll reach out when I'm ready. No conversation. No warning. Just a paragraph. I stared at the screen while the pasta boiled over. Couldn't even move. Eventually, I replied. Okay. I understand. Take the time you need. And at the time, I meant it. I thought maybe she just needed clarity. That it wasn't the end. I was wrong. While I was pacing our apartment, trying to keep it together, she was already on a plane. With him. That was when everything started to make sense. In the most painful way possible. You ever stare at your phone, praying it lights up? Even though you swore to yourself you were okay with the silence? That was me. 3 days passed after Callie's message. Nothing. No good morning. No just checking in. I kept telling myself, she just needs time, man. Don't overthink it. She'll reach out. But my gut? It was screaming. I wasn't sleeping. Barely eating. I'd go to work, fake some version of functioning, then come home to this apartment that still smelled like her shampoo. Still looked like her. Toothbrush still in the holder. Shoes still by the door. But her? She was gone. Then came Friday night. I was lying on the couch, eating dry cereal out of the box like some zombie. Mindlessly scrolling Instagram. And that's when it happened. It wasn't a text. It wasn't a call. It was a photo. Tagged by Braylon Mays, one of her influencer friends. I almost didn't click it. Almost. But I did. And boom, full screen. White sand. Turquoise water. Umbrella drinks. And there she was. Callie. Smiling. Laughing. Radiant. Wearing a yellow bikini I'd never seen before. Clinking glasses with Remy. Yeah, Remy. The same damn ex. The one she said was part of a chapter closed long ago. And now, he was cheek to cheek with her, wrapped around her like they'd never skipped a beat. The caption? Island energy with the one who gets me, yellow heart palm tree sparkles. The one who gets you? I sat up. My chest went tight. My mouth turned to sand. I just stared at the screen. Hoping it would change. Hoping I'd misread it. But no. There it was. Her reality. And mine. And you know what the worst part was? I didn't feel rage. Not right away. I felt stupid. I'd given her space. I stayed quiet. Tried to be mature. Respectful. Meanwhile, she was sipping cocktails in paradise with the same guy she swore was her past. When clearly, he'd just become her present. And that's when the fog started to clear. She didn't want space to think. She wanted space to cheat. Space to disappear without consequence. To avoid accountability. No messy breakups. No hard conversations. Just vanish. And I realized. I wasn't her partner. I was her placeholder. Someone she could put on pause while she flirted with nostalgia and tested out what she already knew deep down. And right then? My heart didn't break anymore. It froze. Not revenge. Not pettiness. Just clarity. She used my kindness as cover for her betrayal. And if that's how she wanted to play it? Fine. I could play my part too. Quiet. Clean. And unforgettable. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't even move. I just sat there, hours passing, staring at that photo. Not because I couldn't believe it. But because I could. She wanted out. She just didn't have the guts to say it. And me? I was done playing the fool. I didn't blow up her phone. Didn't post some sad boy rant on socials. Didn't rage tweet lyrics or type out a passive-aggressive caption. I made a plan. First move? The locks. Saturday morning. 9 a.m. sharp. I called Eddie Grimes, the locksmith I'd used once when I lost my spare. Cool dude. Don't ask questions. He showed up that afternoon. Changed both the deadbolt and the knob. Charged me $225. Asked if I wanted to rekey the mailbox too. I told him, nah. She won't be needing that. And when he left, the apartment felt lighter. Safer. Mine. Next. The car. See, Callie's car wasn't really hers. It was mine. A silver Toyota Camry I bought 6 months earlier. Her old car had died engine blown, something about coolant and a gasket. She was panicking, crying, saying she'd lose clients without a car. So I stepped up. Bought a car. Put it in my name. Loan, title, everything. She agreed to make monthly payments to me. And yeah, she did. But legally? That car belonged to me. I still had the spare key. So I walked outside, unlocked it, and sat down behind the wheel. She decked it out glittery steering wheel cover, furry dice, air freshener that said Boss Babe. I ripped it all off. Every last piece of it. Then I drove straight to a dealership a few miles out. It was run by Griffin Adams, this guy I went to school with. He once threw up on my Xbox during a dorm party in college. Weird memory. But hey, he owed me. I told him the story straight up. She's not on the title. I'm looking to sell. The car in good shape. Low miles. Mostly used for brunch and client meetings. He gave it a once-over. Tapped the hood. Checked the tires. 15 minutes later, he came back with an offer. $14,000. Pending final inspection, might shift a bit, depending on the brakes. I nodded. Do it. We signed the paperwork. I left the car there. Then I called an Uber. And as I sat in the back seat, windows down, I felt something I hadn't felt in days. Calm. Not satisfied. Not yet. But peace. In less than 48 hours, I'd sent the loudest message. Without ever raising my voice. You wanted space? You got it. The kind that comes with new locks. And no car to pull back into your old parking spot. And that parking space? Still empty. Just like what we used to be. I didn't toss her stuff yet. Not then. Her makeup bag was still in the bathroom. Her hoodie was still on my desk chair. Everything was folded neatly in the closet. But it wasn't there for her. I was just waiting. Because when she walked back through that door, thinking it was still hers, I wanted her to see what she lost. And just how quietly I took it away. No yelling. No games. Just clean, cold consequences. I wasn't trying to hurt her. I was just done bleeding for someone who already handed her heart to someone else. It had been 7 days since the photos. 7 days since she dipped out with her ex and sent me that cold little paragraph. 7 days of silence. I knew she'd come back eventually. What I didn't know was how smug she'd look doing it. It was just after 9 p.m. I was wearing sweatpants, watching a rerun of Shark Tank, bowl of popcorn on my chest. Then I heard it. Keys. Jangling. Scraping. Then silence. Then more scraping, louder now. Frantic. Then came the pounding. Zeke. My key isn't working. What the hell happened? I stood up. Took a slow breath. Walked to the door. Opened it with just a crack chain still on. There she was. Tan lines. Flushed cheeks. Rolling a suitcase behind her, a duty-free shopping bag looped around her wrist. She looked like she'd just returned from paradise and expected a parade. I didn't flinch. I changed the locks, I said through the crack. Her face twisted. You what? Why would you? You asked for space, I cut in, voice steady. I honored it. Permanently. She scoffed. Zeke, stop being dramatic. I just needed time to think. Looked like you did plenty of thinking, poolside, with Remy. And boom, there it was. The shift. The panic. The guilt. Masked as offense. That wasn't what it looked like. You don't get to throw this in my face. You're right, I said, calm. I don't. I sold it. She blinked. Confused. Wait, what? Where's my car? I met her eyes. You mean my car? The one titled, insured, and registered in my name? Sold. Gone. Dealership wrote me a check 2 days ago. And that's when she lost it. You have lost your damn mind. That was my car. I paid you for it. No. You made monthly contributions toward a car I let you use. That's not ownership, Callie. That's leasing, without paperwork. You're a thief. I'm calling the cops. Please do. Tell them you left voluntarily, told me not to contact you, then flew off with another man. And now you're mad because your ex sold his own car. You petty piece of. Nah, I shook my head. Petty would have been dumping your stuff on the lawn. Or setting it on fire. I didn't do that. Your things are boxed. Labeled. Sitting in the spare room. You can text me a day and time for pickup. I'll leave them by the door. But you're not coming in. You're being so unreasonable. No, I said quietly. I'm being clear. This isn't your home anymore. You gave that up when you walked out and hopped a flight with your ex. You wanted space? This is what space looks like. My hands were steady. My heart? Not so much. But for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel weak. I didn't feel confused. I felt clear. It wasn't about punishment. It was about boundaries. And letting her face the reality she created. Without me standing in the wreckage waiting to be chosen. Let her be mad. Let her spin her stories. But the locks were changed. The car was gone. And the boy she used to lean on? He wasn't standing there anymore. I thought that was it. Though the storm had passed. Callie left that night in a fury, dragging her suitcase down the walkway like she was the victim of some crime. And for a moment, there was peace. But you know what they say. When someone's addicted to chaos, silence feels like disrespect. Next morning. Saturday. 10 a.m. sharp. Speaker high volume knock, knock, knock rapid. Sharp. The kind that doesn't wait for permission. I already knew it wasn't going to be good. I opened the door just a bit. There they were. Front and center, her sister, Meredith Henson. And right behind her, arms crossed like she was about to sue me for existing, Stella O'Neill. Callie's mom. Both of them dressed like they were walking into court. Faces twisted. Energy hostile. Seriously, Zeke? Meredith snapped. You're really doing this? Changed the locks? Sold her car? I didn't flinch. Good morning to you too, Meredith. Stella stepped forward, already crying, on cue. After everything she's done for you? You lock her out? Throw her out on the street? I shook my head slowly. I didn't throw her out. She left. She asked for space. Told me not to contact her. I respected that. Now I'm just making it permanent. Wow, Meredith sneered. Real mature. You think this makes you a good guy? Never said I was the good guy, I said. I just stopped being the doormat. That one landed. Stella sniffled harder, voice getting shaky. We need to come in. Check her closet. Her drawers. Make sure nothing's missing. I moved my foot against the door, blocking it. Nope. Not happening. Her stuff's boxed up. Labeled. Right here in the hallway. If I missed something, I'll drop it later. But you're not coming in. I turned slightly and gestured. Behind me stacked neatly boxes of her clothes, her heels, her books. Even her makeup bag, sitting right on top. This is as far as the line goes, I said, calm but firm. I don't need backup dancers in my living room. Stella raised her voice. You're heartless. She's devastated. And I just looked at her. She didn't look devastated on that beach with Remy. Boom. Dead silence. Stella's tears? Gone. Meredith scoffed. Defensive now. You're unbelievable. And you're standing on private property, I said flatly. Take the boxes. And they did. It took them 3 trips. I stood there the whole time, arms folded like a bouncer outside a club that was permanently closed. Didn't argue. Didn't gloat. Didn't say a word. I just kept the line drawn, firm and final. I thought I was done. I thought once the boxes were gone, once her family dragged everything out of my hallway, it would be over. But nope. That was just the beginning of the smear campaign. Mobile phone buzz. Instagram notifications started rolling in. Sad captions. Vague quotes. Black and white photos of empty rooms. A soundtrack of piano music and guilt. Some people will show their true colors the moment you stop sacrificing yourself for them. Bellamy Berry. Luca Wilson reposted it with a fire emoji. Luna Para? She posted a blurry picture of Callie crying. Captioned. You didn't deserve this. No one does. And I sat there. Watching. Swiping. Not even angry. Just tired. Apparently, I was now a controlling narcissist who locked her out in a fit of rage. Because, of course, that version trends better than the truth. Forget the part where she flew out with her ex. Forget the part where she told me not to contact her. Forget the part where I kept everything civil. Clean. Quiet. That context? Yeah, it doesn't go viral. Then came the call. Telephone receiver rising. Unknown number. I answered. Zeke. It was Davion Beard, my building manager. Nice guy. Always polite. Hey man, sorry to bother you. We got a complaint from a neighbor. Something about, noise and an altercation outside your door? I sighed. That'd be yesterday. Callie and her family came to get her stuff. No yelling. No mess. I've got a video, if you need proof. Davion chuckled lightly, trying to be diplomatic. No stress. Just protocol. We'll mark it down. No further action unless it escalates. All good. Appreciate the heads up. Hung up. And then it hit me. It was calculated. The crying. The social posts. Even the noise complaint. This wasn't heartbreak. This was damage control. Here's the thing about people who rely on manipulation. When they can't control you anymore, they try to control the story about you. But I wasn't biting. Let them post. Let them play martyr. Let them turn my name into a headline in their little group chats. While they were throwing dirt, I was building distance. And every single block I stacked made it harder for them to ever find their way back. I used to think healing would come like a bolt of lightning. One big aha moment where it all made sense and I could finally breathe again. But it didn't come like that. It came in silence. After Stella and Meredith walked out for the last time, I just stood there. Hallway clear. Apartment still. No more boxes. No more drama. And I knew. I was done. First thing I did? I blocked Callie. Then Meredith. Then Stella. Even Braylon. Anybody who thought I owed them an explanation. Or worse, access. Gone. I hit block like I was closing tabs in my brain. One by one. Click. Click. Done. And then? I went to the hardware store. Bought a gallon of warm-toned paint. Something that felt like me. Over the weekend, I repainted the entire living room. Tossed the couch she picked. Rolled up that ugly rug she swore tied the room together. Ordered a new lamp. Rearranged the shelves. Even threw away that ridiculous live, laugh, love sign she taped to the fridge. It was like peeling her off the walls, one brushstroke at a time. And then Griffin called. The dealer. The best revenge is peace. I thought I was done with her. Emotionally? Mentally? Yeah. I was free. But life? Life loves an encore. It came 2 weeks later. Out of nowhere, I got a call from Ezra O'Donnell, mutual friend, not messy, just real. Yo. I'm only saying this because I figured you'd want to know. Remy dipped. Callie's back at her mom's place in Waverly. It's bad, man. Total meltdown. Apparently, the second vacation ended. So did the fantasy. Remy, Mr. Island Energy Yellowheart Palm Tree, ghosted her. No explanation. No texts. No follow-up. She came home thinking he'd be her new beginning. All he gave her was a return ticket and a reality check. Ezra said it spiraled fast. Her so-called friends? Started fading. Bellamy? Blocked her. Luca? Stopped replying. Luna posted one of those vague quotes about learning who really supports you when you're the villain in someone else's story. Even Braylon, Miss Island tag team herself, went quiet. And Callie? Moved back in with her mom. She tried guilt-tripping Stella, crying, saying I ruined her life. That I sold her car out of spite. Embarrassed her. Destroyed her reputation. But Stella wasn't buying it anymore. Because here's the truth. Even your own mother gets tired of watching you make the same mess over and over again. And just when I thought that was the final twist, I got a letter. Slid into my mailbox like a badly timed prank. Looked legal. Professional. Until I opened it. It was from someone named Leon Holmes. A budget lawyer she probably found on Reddit or got recommended by a cousin's friend's ex. The letter said I owed her $10,000. For emotional distress and lost property value. It was riddled with typos. Called me Zach 3 different times. Said I unlawfully repossessed the vehicle. I laughed out loud. Didn't even flinch. I forwarded the whole mess to Miles Schultz, my real lawyer. Not cheap. But lethal. 2 days later, Miles sent a perfectly savage response. He attached the car title, the insurance, the loan documents, all under my name. Then screen grabs of her I need space text, timestamps of the beach photos, and a closing note that read, any further unsubstantiated claims will be met with legal fees, defamation countersuit, and a formal restraining order. We never heard from Leon again. Or Callie. No final text. No last-ditch apology. No handwritten note on floral stationery begging for closure. Just silence. And honestly? It was the most beautiful sound in the world. People think closure means a deep conversation. Some big dramatic scene with tears and apologies. A mutual moment where both sides walk away changed. But sometimes? Closure means nothing. No knock at the door. No, I'm sorry. No text explaining why they did what they did. Just silence. And for me? That was enough. If you've ever been blindsided like this, if someone flipped the script on you, made you feel crazy for being loyal, I see you. Drop a old key emoji in the comments if you've ever been used, then blamed. If you've ever been replaced, then painted as the villain. Let's build a real community, one that refuses to be second options. A community of people who don't just survive betrayal. We rise from it. And we rise in silence. In dignity. In peace. So hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories that hit hard and heal deep. And if you know someone who needs this reminder, share this with them. Because sometimes the greatest revenge is peace.